Hey, what a weekend it was of football in South Africa and on the continent. Today we celebrate, of course, Richards Bay having made it to the top of South African football. We say congratulations to Orlando Pirates, and we look at what's happening down at the bottom. One must go into the playoffs. That's all coming up in the next hour. So I'm going to Makai. We're down and down. Okay. Lani corner. On the other side, I've got the referee, Uno Pepe. He's waiting.
Can't wait till later.
I can't wait to speak to you a little bit later. There he is. Buile Kubula is going to be talking about some penalties. I don't know. Happy Jele, Bambile Pomoso, Bambanga. Your weekend highlight.
I think when I look at the weekend highlight, obviously would be Orlando Pirates qualifying for the final. They've got an opportunity to be the first southern country to win the Champions League and the Confederations Cup. So that was the highlight for me. Also, Peter Msimani qualifying for his third CAF Champions League final in a row. Percy Tau involved in 6 goals in the semi-finals. Amazing.
Well, that's Pumuzo's highlights there. Pumuzo Manente, he'll be here with the hour, of course, next year. The coach.
449 goals so far in the PSL.
Yeah.
Actually, Vigilo Pina nje ukuthi sivale yonke lento ngoba njengamanje sithi qabaqaba ngamafu phansi phezulu ziyabuya.
We talked, of course, about women's football as well. And speaking of which, of course, we're going to be going to see the MVP. There is a lady in there who did well this weekend as well. But let's go into the news. The things making headlines. Yile kunyanga South Africa njengamanje. Asiqaleke ngaye Richards Bay because yona esibonile ukuthi ngalwangwa kungangenwanga ku boardroom ungabizwanga lawyer bafikile emnothweni.
If you think about it, last season as well, Richards Bay had Usimo Lalo was there as well. He was doing well with the team. And now, this very same management won the league Ngetanda Royal Zoo, and they sold the status to Amazu. Njengamanje, I hope they're not going to sell it because these boys play incredible football. And the management, Jonkinto Corner, has been running smoothly. So, city congratulations to them. Young players coming up. We can't wait to see them.
Let's move on to a story that's, of course, big right now. It's Bafana Hugo Bruce saying, here's my preliminary squad. And the big indication there is that he's going to be going largely local, but Loch making a comeback.
I think the performance that Loch has showed for Orlando Pirates since coming back from injury has been very important for Orlando Pirates. He has added another impetus up front for them. And Aranich Koseza has the defense in Nepal. And Kokono Wanazori, Kuriso Mudau, when Mamelodi Sundowns, Uone Nepal, Michi Kokono says, and Angezana, Uvaka, Katimia Kaizer Chiefs, Ugo Diwana on Squadini. Mutuena Kontaka Zamundi Innocent Maela Orlando Pirates, Ugo Diwana Squadini.
I'm loving the fact you're going to Mbonu Kanyisa Mayo from Cape Town City. He's been sensational for them this whole season. Young player. Even his younger brother plays. So to Patrick Myers, it's Bongutus Letelita.
Midfielders and the strikers there, of course, Percy Tau, the coach to say, Skumana last time, Ufunubonu Percy, Loambone Figa, Nangu Sekon.
I said he's one of my highlights of the weekend. Percy Tau being involved in 6 goals for Ahly in the semi-final. That is amazing for the Lion of Judah. And also when you're looking at it, Lebukhang Mabue, Patuchezo Nange, Naene Uone Squadini. But the other man that impresses me, Mududuzim Danzane. Hopefully he will make the final Bafana squad this time.
This is the preliminary squad. Kusazonqunywa qanyule umqeqisi obehleli nathi ke bese sikhuluma ngokuthi ke ukhethe bani ukuthi agqoke ijezi ezothola ke ikepisi lokuthi adlale iBafana. Now let's go to the MVP. The weekend was tough. We had a lot to choose from, but 3 stood out more than the others. It's your MVP. All you have to do is follow us on our social media pages and you can influence who's the MVP.
You're looking at the MVP for this week. You're looking at Ashley Dupreez getting a brace against Mamelodi Sundowns. In all competitions now, he's on 9 goals in all competitions, Ashley Dupreez, and he's also selected for Bafana.
And following him is this incredible player. She comes from Golden Ladies last season. She's played 4 matches so far for Bloemfontein Celtics, has brought stability, and it's been quality for her.
Makume scored 3 goals, all of them from the penalty spot, and all of those goals coming in the last 5 games for Baroka. Makume leading from the back.
There they are. Who are you going with this week for your MVP? Soccerzone for sure. Soccerzone on Facebook. SABC Sport on Instagram. Vote for your MVP of the week now. But we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back on the other side, we get into the CAF Confederations Cup, and we take a look at Orlando Pirates. But remember, there it is. It's what should Orlando Pirates do to win CAF Confederations Cup final? You tell me. What do they have to do? Are they just showing up and it's theirs? You've seen the last two games. We showed you the semi-finals. What weren't you happy with? What needs to be fixed? I know your football brain is ticking. All of that when we come back.
Into the middle and picked up by Boutiche. Boutiche loses possession. Getting a lot of possession already, aren't they? Elis Shahat gets the ball threaded through! Form into the second leg. Let's just have a look at this again. That was the ball. Look at this wonderful 1-2. Percy Cho with the... What can they do? The ball comes out. There's an opportunity here. Get your shot in on goal. Get your shot in on goal! There it is! Woodwork perfectly struck. Bites his time. What options? Long range shot, oh look! Bounce in the 6-yard box, lots of power and it loses possession. Percy Cho, watch out for him. Percy Cho gets the ball to Sheriff. Sheriff trying to get his shot in, it squirms underneath the goalkeeper. Build an even bigger dynasty than what they already have.
The Buccaneers are on the verge of winning their first ever CAF Confederation Cup title despite losing the return leg 1-0 against Ahly Tripoli. They progressed 2-1 on aggregate and will face RS Berkane at Uyo Stadium in Nigeria in the final.
Orlando Pirates are on their way to Nigeria. Despite losing here at home against Tripoli, they do see themselves in the final. Take a look at their road to the final there. It hasn't been an easy one, but they did it. Valentine's, 13th of February.
What is key would be the players that are coming back for Orlando Pirates. The likes of Vincent Pule is coming back for Orlando Pirates. You're looking at the Tembin Kosiloch that is also hitting form at the correct time. What is important will be the defense. They say defense wins you championships, and when they went away in the semi-final, they managed to keep a clean sheet. It was unfortunate for them to concede at home with that deflected goal that Tripoli got. So the defense, I'm relying on the experience of Epi Jele. Played in the 2013 final of the CAF Champions League. 2015 he played in the Comfort Cup. His experience is going to be very key, together with his vice-captain Unyawuza. But there's a headache for Mandla Nikazi in terms of the centre-back pairing. Who does he go with? Does he go with the two guys that were in the final in 2015, or does he bring in Da into the team? That is the big question, and that is the exciting news for Orlando Pirates.
I mean, that's going to be a big one, and we'll get into that a little bit, because that central pairing did so well yesterday. You know, you saw Da coming back, and he was able to help and assist from the back. But look at the history of Orlando Pirates, Simpiwe here, in CAF Confederations as well as Champions League. It's a team in South Africa that historically has done well here, but yet to win it again.
Yet to win it again, and I think uchairman naye uzobahlalisa phansi ukuthi sesiphuthelwe indebe eziningi in the land. Le ise-Africa asiyeni all out for it, and I think indlela i-Pirates edlale ngayo in the first leg ye-Tripoli showed so much character and conviction ukuthi they want to go all the way. And in the second leg, yes, it happened, but I think for me now, i-Pirates has had all the dress rehearsals for them. Lapana graphic yethu siveze only 11 matches. They've actually played 13 matches. So they can't be going this far and not be able to say, let's find a way to win this one. This will be match number 49, first leg, and second leg. Kitchen sink, chickens, gonke.
Ngiyazibuzela ukuthi umehluko Phumuzo makunjalo for Orlando Pirates icebe lithi mhlambe libande ngelinye ilanga lishise ngelinye ilanga ubonile izolo belingafani neviki elidlule ngasikhathi lidlala le khona lidlala naye Tripoli indaba ukuthi sekumdlalo wodwa ifinal akunakuthi home neway iyayinceda noma mhlambe ingayilimaza ibhakani.
What is important would be for the players not to play the occasion, but to play the game. Yeah. For the players to have emotional intelligence. Don't think about what is at stake. Think about the game. Think about the group tactics that the coaches trained throughout the week. Focus on the weakness of the opponents and focus on your own strength as Orlando Pirates. And I think going into this game, a once-off game, it will be an opportunity for the parents of Unda to watch him play. The family of Unda will watch him playing because he's a Nigerian international. They're playing in Nigeria. And the history is there with Nigeria and South Africa. When Pirates won the Champions League, it was Williams Okpara in goals, a Nigerian international. So again, we also have another Nigerian and when they won it in '95, it was away in Ivory Coast. When Jerry Skosana scored that goal, who's going to get that goal that will bring... Remember, Pirates are trendsetters. Are they going to be the first team to win the Champions League and the Confederations Cup? That is the big question that will be answered on Friday.
Oh, it will be answered on Friday. Of course, we'll be bringing it to you live. Let's go to you at home. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? We took our cameras and we came to you.
Win, you know, aggregate get you one, but I was not like happy.
One not that thing I get right take up.
As a patriotic citizen, I charge Pagani.
Mina 100%. Nya believe bajiteni ukuthi in the right bazoyenza and they will do for upaseka mako.
We have to win it. We have to win it. It's a must. It's a matter of must. Guys has to win it or he has to go.
Iliki si luzile, amanye amakhapu swaluzile. Even though besinama opportunities abhaya, but swaluzile. Anyway, le cup lelilo, icup excelwe ngalo kubhakabhaka.
I love it. That's my favorite feature on the show. When we come to you, bring the camera and hear your opinions. And the opinions there, Phumuzo, ezekthina ngoba bebone bedliwe izolo. Had they won yesterday, I think you'd have seen a lot more happy, we're excited. But the loss yesterday put a dampener on celebrations.
I don't think a dampener as such, Andile, because you're looking at a team that had a lot of pressure coming from the opposition team, Tripoli. It was a different Tripoli team that played against Orlando Pirates at Orlando and the one that played in Libya. So it was also important for the defense to be tested. It was also important for the character of the players to be tested. In this instance, you're going into this move, looking at that one touch with Altair having a shot in this instance. A great save by Richard Ofori, but for any young goalkeeper that is watching at home, you need to try and parry the ball to the side. Yes, it was wet. Yes, it was raining. It was difficult for the goalkeeper to be able to control the ball when it's coming in.
It will be very key for Orlando Pirates to make sure that they couple speed and tactics together and make sure that in execution of those tactics, it needs to be spot on. Don't give anything to chance because the way Tripoli be attacking a con, it's the same way that RS Bakani attacks as well. They go wide on the flanks, and when they get to the wide areas, they don't always play those crosses in. They bring them back, and there's nobody pressing on the ball there. That's why the fans are also not as excited. But in Hepuguti, they lost because it means you need to go. They're not going back to the drawing board. No, they'll be going to see where do they enhance, where do they make it better in terms of their tactics, because they have a 4-3-3 that they play. They have a 4-2-3-1 that they play. They have a 3-4-3 that they play. So they've got a plethora of formations that they can use, Orlando Pirates, to win at all costs. Gule game le ngoba I game A1 yokugcina ebalulekile kubo bonke. And into ebalulekile for me ukuthi the coach must tap into that emotional intelligence of the players to say, you've come this far. And the bashanga 8 clean sheets. Go wonka ma game I13 esebawadlalile. 8 clean sheets, Orlando Pirates. And they've been scoring away. So there's a lot of positives that they need to take and make sure that going into that final, they go with guns blazing.
Coach is talking about things to correct for Orlando Pirates. Yeah. One of the strengths for Orlando Pirates has been the defense, and they need to go out there and stay as compact as possible. The communication is going to be very important. There's 3 coaching moments. In this instance, what is key here is for Ndlovu to prevent the cross from coming in. That is the first phase of defending. And when you roll the ball through, you're going to see that it's 3 versus 2 in the box. And when you roll it through, look at Maela, great anticipation, he goes and has that ball. Now, when Maela has that ball, that is the second phase of defending. Now, the third phase of defending would be when Goodman Musele has to collect that second ball. Now, the ball is headed. Goodman Musele can't see what is happening behind him. So when he can't see what is happening behind him, they needed to communicate with him to say, I want to pressure, boy, I want to pressure, they don't do that. And when an opportunity like this goes on to Altai to have that shot, it deflects off the very same Goodman Musele. So open stance, Orlando Pirates, they needed to communicate better with Goodman Musele. They don't do that. And that ball deflects into the back of the net. Ofori sees that ball late, and it was unfortunate for Orlando Pirates to concede. In the critical phase of the game, 80-something minute is the critical phase of the game. They were starting to think the opportunity is there. They are in the final, but they needed to focus more and keep a clean sheet. Unfortunately, they've kept more than 6 so far in this competition.
I mean, you tell me about the negatives, Orlando Pirates, but there were some positives as well. There were some things that when you did see, you thought to yourself, oh, this is the kind of football I want to see in the final.
They were recognizing the space behind, and in them recognizing it's the runs that they were making. In this instant, Upepra has the ball. Just Uhoto needs to move a meter or 2 sideways for him to create space for Upepra to say, can I lay the ball off for you? But in this instance, he doesn't. They both keep running. Ne pressure Ezayo from the defender that's pressing the both of them. And the more that he keeps pressing them, you'll see as we go forward now, he makes it absolutely difficult for Pepra to take a shot. Now, here, gune moment, Pepra found an opportunity to say, let me play it to Hoto's left because it's on Hoto's left, which is his strong foot. Look at this. This is a great pass from Hoto. He doesn't stop. He keeps running. Look at this pass. Pepra gets this pass. This is one of the moments. The second moment is here. He should have played that ball to Uhoto, who will be open net on his strong foot to just blast it across. That should have been a goal for them.
And the decision-making up front, Pumuzo, it wasn't always based. I mean, we saw it not in one instance. And then we wondered, is it the moment that's so big that people want to see their name in lights? Are we there already?
I think the one fault that Orlando Pirates has to correct would be the decision-making in the final third. We saw Pepra doing it twice in the game, but also some of the coaching moments is make movement off the ball to create space for your teammate. In this instance, when we go to the next moment that we're going to show, which is a Shandu chance. That Shandu chance, when we go to that Shandu chance, that's where we're going to see the decision-making in the final third from Upepra, because Upepra is running with the ball towards Shandu. Shandu needs to make the run away from Upepra to create the opportunity, with Lodge also making the run on the left-hand side. So decision-making in the final third let Orlando Pirates down. They could have gotten 2 goals in this game, but decision-making in the final third let them down.
Well, those are things that are going to be looking to be corrected. Of course, there is going to be a build-up to that match. Now, we need to move to enye into ebalulekile. Sizwile iCAF ekhuluma ukuthi ke mangabe awunalo iqembu labesifazana awukwazi ukuthi ungadlalela iCAF Champions League noma ke iCAF Confederations Cup. Siyazi ukuthi ibhakanimi ingawina lana ingena futhi iyabuya eqenjini. Siyazi ukuthi Sundowns namanye futhi amaqembu ala eMzantsi Afrika azobe ngene khona. Sike simamele ke ekhuluma lawo Adamu simuze ukuthi yena uthini ngalolu double bands.
In the club licensing regulations that we put in there, it is not really to force the teams to do it, but it's to work with them, to accompany them so that they have women's team and they can also invest in it and push it, because women's football is really developing, and which is also leading to the Women African Cup of Nations, which is going to be happening in Morocco in July. And it's also a platform for us that we're pushing women's football. And it will be a fantastic tournament as well.
So you're not going to effect that yet, as for next season?
So far, we're not effecting it yet at 100%, but we're working just to make sure that we give the clubs as much incentive as possible. So it's not so much like a punishment or restriction as most people would think about it when they hear regulations and you have to put it. This part of it is really just to work with the clubs to encourage them so that we have, when we work together with them. And it's been progressive, it's been very good.
Sounds very toothless from CAF for me here. I mean, they had made the point to say 2022, 2023, if you don't have a women's team, you're not coming in. Now it's a back step a little bit to say, I mean, we want you to do it. It would be lovely. We're not going to say anything now, but we'd love for you to have it.
Yeah, it's toothless really, Andile, because the Champions League yamantombazane sidlalile 2021 siyibonile, where Mamelodi Sundowns is the defending champs of it. And when he talks about incentives, I got excited kancane ukuthi it means he's going to give these male teams money. Ngisayilindile imali Champions League yamantombazane for winning, because in September it's kicking off again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that they need to really put their foot down and say, this is what's happening. You don't get on the bus, you then get off it, because Ahly needs to have a women's team. Orlando Pirates, Kaiser Chiefs, all the teams. Simba already has a women's team, and there's other teams in Equatorial Guinea, in Ghana, in Nigeria that have women's teams.
What I love about that, coach, is that he's talking about incentive. You cannot just go and say, add 30 players to which are ladies to the wage bill. You need to give the incentive to the players to say, hey, Mamelani teams, I'm giving you so much. Go find ladies that play football, pay them well, look after them well. We don't want to hear stories of they're staying in a 4-room by 8. They're staying because you were forced. That's why they need to give the money to the teams to then go and fund those ladies' teams.
We're going to be following that story again as it unfolds, of course, to see how much of this CAF is going to unfold. Let's take a look now at another CAF competition. It's the Champions League. Pitso Mosimane has made it to the final, and this time around he's done it with this man here. No stranger to Champions League, Pumuzo.
In 2016, he was still a youngster when he won it with Mamelodi Sundowns. And when you're looking at Percy Tau, this is the vice-captain of Bafana Bafana. 35 caps for them, 13 goals that he has scored. But what has impressed me is that we're seeing the best of Percy Tau now. When you look in the semi-final first leg, he scored 2 goals, he created 2 goals. In the away game against Setif, he was involved in 2 assists, that is Percy Tau. So we're starting to see the best of Percy Tau.
So all 6 goals in the semis?
All 6 goals in the semi-finals, Percy Tau was involved. We're starting to see the quality of Percy Tau that took him to the Premier League in England. For him coming back here to Africa, he needs to come and dominate the continent. And that is what he's doing at the moment, Percy Tau. And I'm very happy to see Percy Tau getting to the best of his ability.
Well, if there is a man that can get the best out of Percy Tau, it's this man here, Pitso Mosimane. That's his resume. That's his CV. That's what he gives to the world.
Top 10 best coaches in the world. Ankhulumi Africa. Emhlabeni jikelele. Because this guy, this man, this legend, Sir Jingles, we call him. And it's because, I mean, in 6 years, he's going to his 4th Champions League final. Unamamed allowed to a Club World Cup. He's the first man to take a club from South Africa to the Club World Cup. So for me now, we take a leaf out of his book to say, if you are supported in a club in your country, outside of your country, you don't care about being away from home, but you just check how are the traditions in playing in North Africa, in East Africa, West Africa, so that you are able to compete and bring such results. This is a team that was playing away from home, where they set traps to say, we'll let you build up from the back and win the ball and be able to punish you. I'm a one-touch apumela papumuzo, because if you look at it, check, one touch from the interception, make a touch, Tau makes a touch and it goes forward. Look at it here again. Minimum touches on the ball.
Tau wins the ball in this instance, and when Tau wins that ball, he finds Sherif, who's coming off the bench. So when Sherif comes off the bench and is able to get that goal, it also speaks to the very same man that we're speaking about, the coach. The coach's influence to realize that Sherif is the man to come in, because Tau was playing as a false nine in that moment. When Sherif comes in, it means that Tau needs to drop and play in that 10 position.
Yeah.
And when Tau is playing in that 10 position, it means Sherif is the point of reference. For Tau to go back into midfield, win that ball, then be able to weigh the weight of the pass to give Sherif to be able to get the goal. I say it's a tactical brilliance from Pitso Mosimane. 3 finals in a row has never been done before in Africa. He's in the 3rd one. This is a man that has got 2 Club World Cup medals that are bronze. All the best to Jingles and Ahly.
I'm going to take a walk to Buida, but as I take a walk there, if Pirates had conceded that goal, that penalty in the 15th minute, how bad would it have been?
There's a guy called Tebo Manyapilo. He's a legend. He always say football I'm not there for. That is Tebo Manyapila. Our football, I'm not there for. So, Andy,
I'm going to leave him there for you. It's about time that we introduce this man right here, Wile Kobule, former PSL referee who's won plenty of awards. We're speaking about that moment with Pomoto. It's a big one here for Orlando Pirates. 15th minute, when they had their backs against the wall, a penalty call is made. Was it right? Was it wrong to overturn it?
Andile, before we get to the incident,
yeah.
The laws of the game, Law 12, talking about handball, Utin umthetho.
Well, let's take a look
then
at
we'll
it.
get back to the incident.
Well, there's the law. It's up on your screen, and that's what we're talking about at the moment. It's Law 12. Utin Law 12.
Law 12, it's quite clear. It's not an offense for the ball if the ball touches the player's arm or hand directly from its body, from the head, including the foot. Now, I want us to go back now to the incident.
Yep.
And taking note of the fact that it's staying from the player's body, the head, and the foot. So let's look at the incident.
So we're going to use Law 12 and imply it and apply it into this.
The incident.
Okay.
So, Masjongo kuti kwenzekani. Yeah. We see Payana umdlalo uqhubekekile, Happy Chele touching the ball with his hand. Question we must ask ourselves, is it a penalty or not? You can ababona nabo balindile pha to kick a penalty. Sompempe Payana Bakari yo check review following VAR protocol, and we abona ukuthi ujongile ukuthi uyoqinisekisa ukuthi what happened to the incident. Was the decision correct? If now you look at the player Happy Chele, he's playing the ball, touches the ball,
so the
touches the ball, and the ball bounces, and it hits his hand. And now if you go back now, you can see the ball is hitting his hand. And back to the law. The law is saying clearly it's not an offense if the ball touches the player's hand or arm. He receives it directly from his own body, head, including the foot. And in this case, that is why the decision was overturned. It was not a penalty. It was a wrong call from the referee. Good use of VAR as well, if VAR principle were followed.
Right, so there it is. It is a good call, and of course, Orlando Pirates, they did get that overturned, and it wasn't to be. So that man there with Tebo Manyepeli's line, he can relax for now. When we come back on the other side, we focus now on the DStv Premiership. 3 teams are in danger of going down. Who are they, and what are the permutations that we can look at from that?
I would like to congratulate Movango, 25th anniversary, and my favorite character of Movango, the host, Mwana KK.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets, play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. live on SABC Sport on TTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And no one understands this better than our very own African champ that enters the football pitch. The champion. The one that celebrates in victory with pride and also loses with honor. The one that never surrenders and never backs down. The entertainers, the crowd pleasers, the counter-attackers, and the shot stoppers. It's the magnificence of our champions, handmade and crafted on our beautiful African soil.
Oh, gets the ball into the back of them here, they take the...
Witness the triumph of the 2021-2022 Total Energies CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup. Live on SABC Sport channels, SABC TV channels, and SABC radio stations in your language of choice. This season, we are #crowning champions, and we love it here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. What makes a champion? Is it the flair? Is it the crunching tackles? Is it flying halfway across the continent and scoring the late winner in front of your opponent's fans? Is it always showing fair play, even against rivals?
And a shot comes in. Another shot comes in. This time around, whiskers wide.
Over the top, it's punched away. Great chance for him to score.
Opportunity! Into the back of the net for the Buccaneers.
Oh, surely it's in the back of the net. It's easy. That is a brilliant finish.
It's the magnificence of our champions, handmade and crafted on our beautiful African soil. Witness the triumph of the 2021-2022 Total Energies CAF Confederations Cup live on SABC Sport channels, SABC TV channels, and SABC radio stations in your language of choice. This season, we are #crowning champions, and we love it here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Amakhosi anqobe ngegoli elodwa eqandeni ngenkathi aqondene nesikhukhune United. Ukapteni wamakhosi kulomdlalo uRamahlwa Mphahlelo uyena oze negoli to consolidate the 3 points.
Ashley Dupree! Lola Litanta! Ashley Dupree! What the Stellenbosch! Noto! Mamelodi Sundowns! Ibile Ika Utsebutu!
abuye lapha uRicardo Gose thula ngehloka ibeka kuOprimuriba nasi Stellenbosch ithathwa nguyela phaka uDupree akhe Stellenbosch nangu Ashley ungabangela esithathu bambeka phansi ayikhona uyabagijimisa uAshley Dupree uthi nizongilandela ngemva 4 and 5 years Sundowns.
Baroka's massive lifeline came in the form of a 3-1 victory over SuperSport United. Baroka ithole ipenalty kwiswambe sokuqala ngesikhathi uKeenan Phillips kuthiwa ibhola limshaya esandleni. UNompempe walikhomba emlotheni walishaya phakathi ke ukapteni uBongani Makume kudlule nje imzuzu emine ibahaha yathola enye futhi ipenalty. Kulokhu uNompempe uthelishaya esandleni sika Siyabonga Nhlapo waphinda futhi ke uCaptain Fantastic uMakume he converted for the second time. A goal drought that had seen Bafana striker Evidence Makgopa going almost 8 months without scoring a goal came to an end as he beautifully finished off Kgodisa Monama's cross from the near post. 3-0. In the 81st minute, Matatanta Apitori managed to find a consolation goal, and it was well worth the wait. A stunning free kick from Obrim Goma. The relegation battle is proving to be tough this season. TX Galaxy missed an opportunity to move away from the dreaded zone when they were held to a goalless draw by Marumo Gallants. The game lacked some clear-cut chances, but it's a result that the Rockets will take going into the closing weekend, where a point could just be enough for them to escape relegation and the playoffs. Cape Town City missed an opportunity to run away with the second CAF Champions League spot this past weekend when they were held to a goalless draw by AmaZulu at the Cape Town Stadium. City, who have now extended their unbeaten run in the league to 13 matches, also had a great chance in the second half, but Khanyisa Maya's effort was brilliantly saved by Veli Motwa. A young coach who only moved to the bench in the middle of the season, Kurt Lankies, has saved the status of Chippa United as they played out to a goalless draw against Swallows FC. Inyoni says uqondana neKaizer Chiefs kumdlalo wazo wokugcina, and they will be looking for 3 points and also hoping that Chippa does them a huge favor against TX Galaxy. It was an exciting 4-goal thriller as Golden Arrows and Royal AM played out to a 2-2 draw. Abafana baka John Maduka ibona batheleke kuqala emnatheni umfundo Thikazi elivalela phakathi yabhakuza inethi emva kwemzuzu eyishagalolunye. Arrows responded with an exciting run that involved some good combination play and which saw Bafana speedy attacker Pule Modi having one of the easiest jobs to tap home the equalizer. Imzuzu emthathu after the half-hour mark, Royal AM restored the lead, and it was Mugiti Mukhaila who managed to beat Sfiso Mlungwane inside the box. Babuya ke futhi abafana besithende ngenkani bathola igoli lokulinganisa ngenkathi kuswa phansi uModi phakathi eboxini. UNduduzo Sibiya wenza dume ngazo and converted from the penalty spot.
Kholoko Tobejane spoke at length about how he needs penalties. He leaves and Baroka get them by the bucket loads. They also get the 3 points that they need. These are your selected results on the DSTV Premiership from the weekend.
The most important thing, Uguti, they scored the penalties that they got, and they created them quite fairly. We are one amatima angushana ngamagol, but abanye they go and grind those goals, and it's a type of games and type of football, type of teams that see, because tutu trovela matima alidlala ibhola and sikhuluma ngamatima alidlala ibhola hey laba bamakwe nge-red laphaya angazi ukuthi balidlala na ibhola enough.
Pupuzo, why are we marking just TS Galaxy, Swallows and Baroka when Chippa United and Maritzburg United are also sitting on 28 and 29?
You're looking at Baroka on 25 points. They only have one game to play. It means they can only get to 28. Swallows, if they win their game against Kaizer Chiefs, they also get to 28. Now, when those two teams get to 28, we need to look at GD, which is the goal difference.
Which is the next criteria.
Which is the next criteria that you look at when teams are equal in terms of points. We are insinuating that Maritzburg are going to lose their next two games. So they will end up on 28 points. But now, they are on a better goal difference on -9 when you compare it to Baroka on -17. We just don't know if they lose their games, by how much the margin are they going to lose their games, which will affect their goal difference, yes.
Because if Maritzburg lose by a huge margin and Swallows win by a big margin.
That's also comes into play now when you're thinking about that. But it is also possible if everybody wins their games that are left. Baroka can win their last game and still get relegated. So Baroka has to rely on other people to do them favors. Vincent Kobola has only been in charge of 3 games. 9 points were possible for him to take. Then he only got 7. So 2 wins and a draw for Kobola, yet to lose.
We're going to go into the story of the bottom of the end, but I just want to quickly touch on this because that second spot is still up for grabs. Sundowns, the champions, they've won it. The two, Cape Town City and Royal AM. Kaizer Chiefs, Stellenbosch, nabo, ne Pirates, go visit 27. Bangafinyelela pa ku 3.
Bangafinyelela, got the games in hand and not points in the bag. That's very important because these teams, all of them want to finish in the top 8, all of them, and especially the top 4. Below Mamelodi Sundowns want to finish in second spot. So it's not going to be easy. Even for Pirates, fatigue is settling in as well. Everybody just wants to wrap up.
All right, so let's focus now on the story of the bottom 3, because I think that's the important one. We're going into the last game. That's what we're watching more than anything, because when you look at what Baroka's been able to do in the last 3 games with their new coach, the amount of points they were able to win.
Yeah, there were 9 points on offer. They were able to get 7 points. That is Vincent Kobola, who was in charge. But when you're looking at Baroka and the last 5 results, they had 3 goalkeepers in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games, Baroka had 2 head coaches in that space, with Kholoko Tobejane being fired after that 3-2 against Swallows. Now, they go into their last game against Maritzburg United. You have to zoom in at what happened when they played in the first round. Baroka lost that game by a goal to 0 when they played Maritzburg United in the first round. So they didn't win against Maritzburg in the first round. So they go into that last game hoping that the form of Chauke, the form of Evidence Mahopa will assist them in getting maximum points. But as I'm saying, it's not in Baroka's hands. They need Swallows to lose, and they also need TS Galaxy to lose for them to be able to be safe from automatic relegation.
Still ba-relegate baphuma ngoba ke ayikho ezandleni zabo. iSwallows mingawina ihlala ku-28, TS Galaxy mingawina ihlala ku-30. Kusho ukuthi ke bayehla either way. Those are the permutations as far as Baroka is concerned. As you can see, that the points from those teams speak to themselves.
When you're looking at this opportunity, you have to look at Evidence Mahopa with a game-changing pass. We call it a champagne pass. It took too long, Chauke, to unleash the shot in that moment. He should have taken it a little bit earlier. But let's also give credit to Pule in goals, who comes off his line to make a timeous save. He takes away the space and time, makes a great save. You're looking at a Chauke that was making his 20th appearance for Baroka. only one goal that he has scored in the 20 appearances. Baroka has been struggling to score goals.
And we're saying the difference in their games now is the liveliness that we see Pezulu. Evidence Mahopa has come to life. You've seen all these players coming to life at the right time.
They're coming alive at the right time. Mele ba save ama contract abo, mele ba save into eziningi. In the status sitting, kune possibility ukuthi bangaku playoff spots if it happens. Ngithanda indlela uMakgopa avulela ibhola ngakhona. If you look at Munama here, he makes a run, and it's similar to what Undlovu has been doing in the past weeks as well for Ibaroka, which means these players angazi ukuthi imabe understand indlela ekufanele kudlalwe ngayo noma indlela ucoach abaqoqosha ngayo ukuthi sifuna ukudlala ama formation anje. Evidence is not playing up top. He's almost playing as a second striker, and in him playing as a second striker, he makes sure they get goals. And in talking about goals, this
is their weakness. This is why Baroka are where they are.
Now
Exactly.
We also spoke about Baroka having 3 goalkeepers in the last 5 games. When you're looking at Jackson Mabukhwane, you think that is a routine save for a goalkeeper. He's playing in his 3rd game. 3 goals conceded, only 1 clean sheet. He needs that clean sheet in the last game that they are playing against Maritzburg. If he gets a clean sheet, half the job is done. It's up to Evidence and also Chauke to be able to get the goal so that Baroka gets maximum points.
Who else is in danger? Here you are. TS Galaxy is in danger, and take a look at how they've done in comparison to what we're talking about with Baroka, where you're able to improvement going towards their last game. TS Galaxy, this is their last 4 matches, and they've got Chipa United in their last game.
And they didn't beat Chipa in the last game because they lost 3-1 to Chipa in the last game, and which means, I beg your pardon, they won 3-1 when they played against the Chipa. So it means, remember Chipa has got nothing to lose when they come into this game. They just want to better their position and points. So it will be very important for TS Galaxy to win this game, because in them winning this game, it would mean they don't even ababandanye kungena kuma playoff. And it means utaba seluzosala phekwe Baroka neSwallows ukuthi bona baphuma kanjani kule nto abayidlalayo. TS Galaxy has showed confidence in how they've been playing Pumuzo, because they've been creating, they've been playing with so much energy, they've been playing with so much zeal. Nje bona fanti benza isiqiniseko sokuthi bayayiwina le game.
All they need is a draw against Chipa United. I think the draw will be good enough, looking at also the goal difference that TS Galaxy has. But Swallows is also going to be a very important team because they play against Kaizer Chiefs. Remember, Atazwani wants to finish as high as possible. I don't think Atazwani and his technical team will be donating points to anyone. Be it you are a neighbor from Soweto or Ntonto, no Atazwani againgenile and I'm a player with Chiefs. So this one is going to be a very crucial game. Looking at Baroka for sure, they are sending messages to Kaizer Chiefs players to say, I have a fightan Jimen in Qinise and Mandala and Swallows.
So Swallows, all they have to do is win their match, and they say from automatic relegation at least.
Yeah, they'll be safe from automatic relegation if they win a good margin, positive margin.
Right, I need to walk because he's waiting for me. We're at Kubule there, and we need to take a look at the important factor that got to where we are. Baroka getting 2 penalties raised a lot of eyebrows in this game. Let's take a look at one of those penalties now. It is Buira Kubule who now joins me. This is the penalty incident here against SuperSport United.
Andile, I want us to go through the incident. Sijonga, free kick la yathatwa Baroka, ball is headed, and then there appears to be a handball. Referee Mdluli is in a perfect position in terms of proximity, is showing them handball. But let's look closer into the incident. As you can see, the defender headed the ball first, and then Yashaya Isandla Saki, which is now, in terms of the law that we quoted earlier on, it's not an offense if a ball touches a player's arm directly from a ball from his own body, head, and including the foot. In this case, from the head to the arm. Tight one for the referee, but definitely not a handball offense according to the laws of the game. It shouldn't have been a penalty. Unfortunately, the referee got it wrong.
Got it wrong there because it comes off the head onto the hand. Okay, we're going to get out of here. We're going to take a look at your MVPs. We're going to take, this is the law that we speak about. And there it does say in Law 12, it is not an offense if the ball touches the player's hand directly from the player's own head or body. Clearly there, it comes off Philip's head onto his hand. Therefore, it is not. Your MVP, the votes are coming in. Ashley Dupree is leading at the moment. Kensani Nkuna is in second position. And the man who scored the brace at possibly saving an entire team, he's third for Makome.
Love sports? Well, you're sure to love Wednesdays as well.
Bench lethu lijimile. So throughout these 60 minutes, it truly is going to be epic.
Join Oliswa Zondo and Shampunaiza as they dish it up for you. Get the juice, the 411. Get entertained and get to know your favorite athletes. Sport at 10. Live on SABC 1, Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC DTT, and on Telkom 1. Your Wednesdays will never be the same. Ever. EFC's The Fighter is a gridlocked action-packed show that gets you up close and personal with EFC fighters and the roster.
First of all, I'm a redhead, and I'm pretty sure it's a known fact that redheads have the highest pain tolerance.
Watch as they draw their blood, sweat, and tears for the love of extreme fighting. Catch The Fighter Wednesdays at 9 p.m. live on SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC DTT, and on Telkom 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's NBA. Each season, the players are fighting for access to the playoffs.
What a drive inside.
But in this fight, only the strongest wins.
How great was that?
Some start their career and some ends.
Throws it down.
Any problem can lead to injury or fight.
Houdini, yes, glass, caught the rim.
It is what it is. Hashtag Mzansi Slam Dunk. Catch the NBA live on SABC Sport Channel on DTT, OpenView 124, SABC 1, and also available on Telkom 1. Brought to you by SABC Sport. SABC Sport.
Stella, why initially Stella? Stella, ndimini. Kahle kahle yazubheka. Ufuna ukushada Stella. Wamu invite ula lunch na rine kasonda. Khona umuntu engim-invitile ne ukuthi azosijoyina for lunch.
Sanibona nanke.
Oh kulaba bangamazi igama lakhe uStella. Ngimbiza uStella Star.
Things are happening. Kwamamazala, Thursday 9:30 SABC2.
So we all have those nights where the game is on and a few, and of course, not, the pots, they're not ready there, they're not ready to be done quite yet. And you know exactly what it is, what happens when you do that. Well, Debonair Peter says, Kulega, there's no shame in letting the pots rest tonight. Rather, order on the double Debonair Pizza's exclusive delivery deal. That's 2 large pizzas from a choice of 6 flavors for just 159 rands and 90 cents. Debonair Pizza, try something amazing. Speaking of amazing, it was an amazing weekend of Hollywood Bets football. Just one thing, Sundowns losing their first match at Groundi.
The Free State Derby produced a 4-goal thriller as Bloemfontein Celtic and Tsunami Queens played out to a 2-2 draw. Igolo kuvuleze nayo captain fantastic owayoke iTsunami Upulane Nzapeza eshayo nozinti nge-free kick. In the second half, Queens extended the lead and it was substitute Zinzu Mukwera who beat an offside trap and the keeper to drive home the second goal. But the Siwelele ladies continued to show character, and for that they were rewarded when Kensani Nkuna scored a well-driven free kick which lifted over the goalkeeper. Igoli lokulinganisa lifike sesihambile isikhathi liza-ke nayo Kensani Makuwali walishaya ngekhanda kwi-far post. 2-2 it finished. What a comeback from Bloemfontein Celtic.
big surprise, this one here. Sundowns losing their first match to UWC by 2-0. These are the selected fixtures, obviously, from the weekend. Pumuzo?
What impressed me was UWC, Holweni, who plays for Banyana, getting one of the goals against Mamelodi Sundowns. So it is possible for Mamelodi Sundowns ladies to lose again.
And then it makes me wonder, is the league getting better? Are the other teams getting better, or is Sundowns perhaps slacking?
The other teams are getting better. There's been a lot of movement for players. I mean, if you look at that top, Thunder Beds hasn't been in top. UWC, the usual suspects usually there. It's TUT, UWC, JVW, Mamelodi Sundowns. Celtics is there. They haven't lost a match as well. So for me, 24 goals in week 5, this is good. It means going forward, it's also going to be a great matchup next week, Andile, because Mamelodi Sundowns plays TUT, UWC plays JVW. So kuzoba mnandi and sevaveza lauma game. It's going to be a long and very tricky season.
That's a double header, isn't it? Here it is, both games live on SABC Sport. It's Sundowns versus TUT, and as JVW, the top 2 teams there with UWC, who beat Sundowns. So that's going to be a huge match that'll help us too. Speaking of big matches, we've been giving you big Bundesliga matches. Take a look at the highlights from this past weekend.
And he had a glittering career as a player. Won the European Championship with Germany. He was a Bundesliga and European champion with Hamburg. And his team's on the move here with Belfodil. Goes down. Oh, penalty! This could be an enormous goal for Hertha Berlin, and it is! Ishak Belfodil sends the Hertha fans wild. And it's struck well by Guerrero into the wall. They wanted handball there. The referee's got to make a few judgments here. It does deflect off Askasibar, and it comes ever so quick at Plattenhardt. But the referee's had a look, and he gives the penalty. It's Erling Haaland! It's the most obvious line in the scripts. Haaland scores on his farewell appearance in front of the yellow wall. Köln with their own motivation today, of course. That's a great ball by Bellingham. Oh, what a finish that is! From a young man with enormous potential, Yusufa Moukoko with an instant impact.
300th competitive match for Bayern, and it's gone in. Stanisic. The timing was excellent. In by Thomas Müller, and there's the glancing header, and there's the goal from Robert Lewandowski. And with that, we can say it's Lewandowski's second most successful season in the Bundesliga as a finisher. Max Kruse. Useful ball that was. And how about that for a finish from Jonas Witt? Cracking goal for Wolfsburg. Created by Kruse. Dispatched by Witt. His 5th goal wearing the colours of Wolfsburg. Had a run of 3. And a chance here and a goal scored by Max Kruse for Wolfsburg. Well, they fell asleep defensively from 2-0 to 2-2. And Kruse makes another statement.
Your Wednesdays will never be the same, ever. EFC's The Fighter is a gridlocked action-packed show that gets you up close and personal with EFC fighters and the roster.
First of all, I'm a redhead, and I'm pretty sure it's a known fact that redheads have the highest pain tolerance.
Watch as they draw their blood, sweat and tears for the love of extreme fighting. Catch The Fighter Wednesdays at 9 p.m. live on SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC TTT, and on Telkom 1.
The lights come on and flash.
What they need most of all, Jenny, is some luck.
And action got underway, but look at this card. It's a very different and challenging role.
Oh! Taylor's rolled!
It's the world's first female-only racing series.
This time it supports the global circus of Formula One.
And we go green, very good start. Bryce goes to the inside too. It's a historic day for Porsche as they take their first Formula E win.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1. Love sports? Well, you're sure to love Wednesdays as well.
Bench lethu lijimile. So throughout these 60 minutes, it truly is going to be epic.
Join Soccerzone and Shampunizer as they dish it up for you. Get the juice, the 411. Get entertained and get to know your favorite athletes. Sport at 10. Live on SABC 1. Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC DTT, and on Telkom 1.
Well, there it is. Ashley Dupree. Sundowns losing by 3 goals, and Ashley Dupree 59.2, 33% goals. But this is a worthy winner, surely.
It's a worthy winner, and he's been a marvel to watch the whole season. He's done so well, given us speed, goals. He improved from his previous season, still is. So also the coaching there is quality. Unfortunate for Mamelodi Sundowns, I transport being a collapse defender and be battling in a Ferrari half.
I got to go to the Moomish. Here it is. It's your Moomish for this week.
Congratulations, well done,
Champs of new champs, Shaidu routine.
Well done, son.
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates and Bugatti, they play in a final in Uyo, Nigeria. I'll confirm the time for you as soon as I have it, but it should be around about 6 o'clock, I think, in the evening there. CAF Confederations Cup final, that one there. And of course, there's also Royal AM and Mamelodi Sundowns going to be live on SABC 1 at 2 o'clock. Do join us for that one, the broadcast of the DSTV Premiership match there. Could be number 1 and 2 playing there. JVW and UWC. UWC having beaten Sundowns, playing the number 1 in the Hollywood Bets there. Speaking of Hollywood Bets, Sundowns, the former champions, 2-time champion, take on TUT Football Club. Can we get a zoom into her face? Like, what's like a
Thank you
so much for being a part of the show. He's promotes on manager. It's just funny. That is the coach there, and of course, Buda Kubule. Just a salute there. There we go. Pena. And so, me.
Football is about to change forever.
Football is freedom. Let's just go there and enjoy ourselves. Let's play. There's nothing impossible. We just go there and win the game.
Crunching tackles and lightning pace have a new face. Istende, Zamaya, and Ishibobo will be executed with perfection. Tactics will come alive with excellence and precision. precision, just by the players you're yet to meet. Our names will be known from KwaZulu to the Free State. Our names will be praised from the Table Mountain to the hills of Venda. Because this time around, we, the women of Mzansi,